رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. If you read the Quran in the order that we have it, if you start from the beginning, the first verse that talks about fighting and waging war, that tells us to fight, is verse number 119 from the second chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah. And reading this verse tells you how much of a peace-loving religion Islam is and how much of a benefit it is for the humanity. Now first let me read the verse for you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وقاتلوا في سبيل الله الذين يقاتلونكم ولا تعتدوا إن الله لا يحب المعتدين. Fight in the way of Allah those who fight against you, but do not transgress. Indeed, Allah does not like the transgressors. Notice how beautiful this is. Notice this is the first verse that comes telling us to fight in the Quran. Look at the picture it paints in the mind of the reader when he's reading the book. How much of an effect it has on his thinking. It says fight. Yes, it does say fight, but it says in the way of Allah. It does not tell you to go blindly fight. First of all, it corrects your internal intention. What should your internal intention should be? It purifies. It says it should be in the way of Allah, for the sake of Allah. It should not be to transgress against people, to loot them, to murder them, to kill them, to steal their lands, to steal wealth, or to rape their women. No. It gives a positive intention. So first it purifies the internal intention. It says it should be in the way of Allah. And when you have Allah present in your mind, it automatically puts you in the right direction. So it says fight in the way of Allah, right? And then this is the internal cleansing. What is on the outside? It tells you what how you should fight on the outside. Those who fight against you. You can't just go out and fight anybody you like. Those who fight you, right? It doesn't say just go out and fight anybody you like, right? It says those who fighting you. Combatants. You cannot fight the non-combatants. Fight who are fighting you, right? So if in the beginning it clarifies for you the internal intention and what the external as well. And then it doesn't stop there. It says, but human nature, when it's in war, it can transgress. But do not transgress. Do not go out fighting the women, the children, the old people, anybody who's a non-combatant. Don't fight them. Don't unnecessarily, without any reason, burn down trees, kill animals. Don't do any sort of aggression. Don't mutilate the corpses. Don't do any aggression. You're there to fight the enemy. Do not transgress. Do not go beyond the limits. Indeed, then what? Look at the beautiful thing that Allah adds. Allah does not even stop here. He says, indeed, Allah does not love the transgressors. You had Allah in your mind up there. So now Allah is telling you, what does Allah not love? Allah does not love those who transgress. And in addition to that, notice, just as the mental picture that is being painted in the mind, the word fight is in the verse, and the same verse uses the words does not like. Look at the psychology that is being developed. Inna Allah la yuhib. The words does not like are used in the same verse as the words fight. That means you must fight when there is a need to, but you shouldn't unnecessarily go out there starting fight, like going out there and fighting just for the sake of grabbing land and just as amusement, so that there's corruption on this land, right? And that's why the psychology that the word fight and the same verse uses the words does not like. Subhanallah, the kind of psychology that is being developed in the human mind, because this is the first verse that we encounter while reading the Quran telling us to fight. Subhanallah, it's so beautiful. It tells us to fight, that when there is a need we must fight, but internally positive intentions, externally know who to fight. Even then do not transgress limits, and even then Allah does not like. The words does not like. I mean, he could have said anything else. He could have said Allah loves those who fight in his way, right? But he uses those words does not like, because these are the very first words that occur in the book about telling us to fight. Uses the phrase does not like with fight. Subhanallah, this is the first verse you encounter. Shows you how peace-loving of a religion Islam is. Even when there is a need to fight, there are some morals, principles, some ethics with which a Muslim must fight. Subhanallah. So may God help us appreciate the beauty of the Quran and the beauty of Islam. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.